Steve, 2-1 defeat against Burgess Hill. What's your immediate reaction to today's performance and result?
Not happy. That's 2 home games now. We've conceded 4 goals, scored 1, got no points from it. And last year it was a fortress here. So, not happy at all about the result because I want to win games. This club wants us to win games. Very disappointed again with our quality on the ball. And as we've told them, we want them to play. You know, when the time's right, they can play. But I felt that Burgess Hill's movement in the first half caused us problems. We want our players to go touch tight all over the pitch when necessary. It's not man for man, but if someone's in your area, you've got to go tight to them rather than let them turn. And we let that happen quite a few times today. And yeah, we just got to be better. You know, we played for 25 minutes in the second half when they dropped off a bit. We looked nice and strong. Had a couple of half chances, one went over the bar. I personally think, and listen, if we'd got a draw out of it, it would have been undeserved, in my opinion. But Denzel, I felt, was definitely a penalty. But it wasn't given. We've lost. Fair play to Gary and Jay and his team, and good luck with them for the rest of the season until we meet them again. But yeah, we've got lots to work on. And that's one thing for sure that I won't do, is rest on what we've done last year. And the players, I've just challenged the players that they have to show that they're the quality players that we brought in to help us get where we want to get to. And it's in their court now. You know, we pick a side. We've got a structure, but we're not robots. And they've been told that numerous times this season, pre-season and now. And it's down to them to go and do it. Yeah, we don't want to be in silly in certain areas, but we also want to be comfortable on the ball. And like I say, I thought we moved the ball a lot better in the last 25 minutes. They could have scored a couple on the counter-attack, but we've got to move the ball better for 90 minutes or 70 minutes. So, not going to say it's a work in progress and stuff like that, because that's a load of rubbish. You know, we're here to win games of football. We're here to do as well as we can. And at this moment in time, the first 2 games, we're nowhere near the levels, and that includes me, because I'm running this show, and we've got to bring reinforcements in. We've still got players out that are injured, and when they come back, it makes us stronger. And then the competition for places is there for everyone to see.
Would you say the loss was more about what Burgess Hill did well or what we didn't do effectively?
No, I felt Burgess Hill played very well tonight. I felt their movement was a lot better than ours. I feel sometimes we pass the ball and stand and watch, whereas they pass the ball and run into areas that's going to hurt the opposition, whether they get the ball or not. And but that comes from composure, and we need that from back to front. We need to identify when there's areas where we can drop it into the forwards, and when we can get out and play out. And that comes to the players. That's not. I've never told this bunch of boys, and they've just admitted it now. I've never told them just smash it long all the time, and that seemed to be the case for the first 50, 60 minutes. Rather than having a bit of time on the ball, use the extra player, which is your goalkeeper, because they normally only have one up front, so you're playing 3 against 1. If they stick someone else there, it's 3 against 2. There's going to be other spaces, and they've got to be more composed and more capable of looking after the football.
Compared to Saturday's game, did you see any improvements?
The last 25 minutes, there was a lot more energy. We don't seem to have that explosiveness about us. Now, I'll look back over pre-season and see if we done enough shorter stuff. But I'm not going to give people excuses. I'm going to look at myself and see what in pre-season we didn't do correctly. In training, what we're not doing correctly, because that's my job. But then the players have got to take responsibility as well, because when they go over that white line, they're the ones that have got the freedom to play football. If you look at their first goal, the wingers run from outside to in between our centre half and our full-back, got on the end of it and scored. That's his desire to run 30, 40 yards. You know, we tell our players we want them to stay wide. There's got to be times where you've got to mix it up, and they've got to do that because they're footballers. You know, it's not regimented, yeah, and we all take responsibility for everything. And the first 2 games defeats, I take responsibility because I pick the players, I make the subs. They got to take responsibility for their quality on the ball.
How important do you think it is to get a result from the next game in order to build confidence?
Yeah, we need a result. You know, we wanted a result on Saturday, we wanted a result tonight. We need a result on Saturday against Whitehawk away, which is going to be a very tough place to go. Didn't get a good result there last year. But we're going to keep plugging away. I'm going to keep trying to get resources in to make us stronger. But yeah, we need a result. There's no two ways about it, because the more games you lose, as you said, the confidence goes. But they shouldn't be lacking in confidence, because they're all good players. What they've got to do is understand that they're good players, but they've got to be able to use the ball well, make third man runs, get past the player, put the cross in, fill the box. When there's time to get on the ball in the midfield and fall back, get on it and play. If someone's locked in an area, drop out so he's got a spare player to play to. But this ain't stuff that you tell 10, 12 year olds this. These are grown men that have played at a level for a long time, and they have to understand that they have to do that for themselves. You know, it ain't us coaching from the sideline all the time, demanding them to drop out, or demanding them to go tight, or demanding them to pass the ball 5 yards, demanding them to cross the ball. They've got to take it upon themselves. As I said, they're grown men.
You've mentioned Whitehawk away on Saturday. Tough ground and pitch to go to. What sort of game are you expecting?
Tough game. Every game in this league is tough, you know, and it's one of those. If we ain't on it and they're on it, they'll beat us. You know, I don't think that we really come out the blocks at home, which I expect us to, and taken the game to teams. I think we've waited for them to score and then we've upped our levels. Can't do that. You've got to start on the front foot from the word go. And I don't buy into we lost a lot of players, brought a lot of players in, because yes, it does have an effect, but everybody can play football, everyone can pass the ball. We lost 4 of our back line, which, to be fair, has hurt us. You know, we've got a couple of injuries. Crosley's out. We've got Alex that's out. He'll be out for a couple of weeks with a hamstring. Kiki went as well. Dan went. So we've lost some good players. We've lost some good players in some key areas. My job was to get them in. I think I've brought in good enough players that once we're all fit, we'll be okay. But we need to start getting points on the board.